Hello, Pisces. Welcome to Lotus Heart Tarot. I'm so excited to have you here. We are going to dive right into your messages. I just like to begin your reading by saying thank you to those of you who regularly watch my channel, who like, share, subscribe, and comment on a regular basis. I deeply appreciate all of your support. Thank you so much. You all mean a lot to me. And gosh, to those of you who are new to the channel, welcome, welcome. I'm super happy to have you here. We are just going to dive in, keeping in mind that these are general readings, and so take what resonates and leave the rest. For Pisces, Spirit, okay, we're just going to start off with a couple Rumi messages. When you are standing in the middle of fields of sugar, why become sour? Oof. Be an empty page untouched by words. And when I'm in touch with my wisdom, I have worthy things to say. I feel like you might have even gotten that message yesterday, which is crazy because I really shuffled the deck. Again, I don't feel like I need to help y'all interpret these. You can interpret them the same way that I can. But I do have this feeling of, you know, sometimes, and especially, I'm not saying anything political here. I'm just saying that, whenever you have an election, there are people that are going to be happy with what happened, and there are going to be people who are not. So many words flash there, like in despair, gutted. A lot of words flash there. But you know, with this card, when you are standing in the middle of fields of sugar, why become sour? Oh, I know everyone can say to me, well, because, doomsday is coming, because, we have a convicted felon for a president, because, whatever it is you want to say about it. But the truth is, we are experiencing something miraculous. And we can easily lose sight of it. And instead of losing sight of it, we can focus on it. We can make it central to our existence. That the fact that we are a soul having a human experience tethered to this body and this experience through breath, something that we do without even thinking about it, something that is readily accessible to us because the trees are turning our exhales into healthy inhales. I mean, when you sit and think about just that fact, let alone the fact that we're all on this piece of earth hurtling through space, spinning on a rotation, spinning around a large fiery ball of gas that just keeps our planet growing and thriving. Let alone that we're in this galaxy. I mean, it goes on and on and on. It's endless and it's limitless. And that is the fundamental fact of what's happening here. It's not our country, it's not our this, it's not our that. And those things that keep us, and believe me, I'm not saying any of this lightly. I am not in any way either diminishing or taking away from the fact that as women, we just don't have rights in this country and people don't see us as equals. And that's a really hard thing, especially because I live in the state of Florida and I had 2 babies, and with both of them, I had preeclampsia, and the only cure for preeclampsia is childbirth. And it's so, so, so scary as a woman to, especially my first baby, knowing that I could die from the condition that I had and that the only cure was childbirth. It was scary when I knew that I was getting the best medical care and that I knew long before it would come to me losing my life, they would take that baby. And to know now it's considered a late-term abortion and women are dying from it needlessly. Mothers of other children are dying from it. Not to get political, not to be whatever, but that is the stark reality. And it's like when the stark reality is dark, when the stark, you know, my heart just, I can't even explain it to people. I was trying to talk to my husband about it. And like, I can tell him anything, but like, I can't even find the words. I just don't have them. It's heartbreaking. Just knowing how scared I was and trying to imagine being in that situation today and trying to be in the situation of deciding to have another child when it might mean that I am not there for my other child. Like, oh my gosh. Just incredibly thankful for the timing of my life, but that doesn't, you know, negate what is now. And to think that I'm living in a country with people who are, whew, and I'm Catholic, you know. Anyway, it's easy, right, to go down that wormhole, and it's easy to think, oh my gosh, you know, and this is so upsetting, this is so depressing, this is so like, how do we go on, right? And to just feel so sour about things. But whenever you just pull back and you connect to the celebration of the miracle that is our life, we are divinity in ecstatic motion experiencing itself. And some of that is dark. Some of that is hard. Some of that is, you know, the path to evolution and enlightenment, the path to growth. But like, I can't let it make me sour. I can't let it distract me. I can't let it close me down. Not when I've worked so hard to open up. And then this card that says, be an empty page untouched by words. This is the ultimate letting go as things happen. In my feeling right now today, I mean, it can mean a million things and it can mean whatever it means to you, right? But like, for me today, it is as soon as something happens, we let it go. As soon as it happens, as soon as it passes, you know, it has given its usefulness to us. And there's no need to continue to carry it around and to be heavy. The more we, you know, release things and the more we free ourselves to the new and to what is, and opening up to accepting those things and welcoming them in, the more we the more full and rich our experience is. And you know, I read a quote a long time ago that said 90% of us can't be seen or touched. And I really feel that. I really resonate with that. And it's like, you might be able to touch 10% of me. You might be able to reach it with your words. You might be able to affect me. You might be able to drag me down. You might be able to, you know, kind of break my heart with your whatever. But 90% of me is untouchable. 90% of me, you can't ever get your hands on. 90% of me is going to go on long after this body and this life stop, you know? Anyway, not to be dramatic and not to get this off on like a crazy foot and not to invite a whole bunch of people to comment. Just so you know, if you do comment and you do say something nasty, I have no time for it. I'm here for the love and the light. I'm not here to judge anyone. I'm not here to say, you know, I'm morally right. I'm just talking from my own experience. And just empathetically and compassionately toward any of you who need it. I'm here for you. I get it. I know. But we also have to remember that that is a small facet of what is an overwhelmingly huge miracle that we're even here to experience this darkness. Anyway, guys, that's what I have for you with my Rumi today. Take what resonates, leave the rest, fast forward if you need to, whatever. But if you leave a comment, just know that it will be deleted. I am not going to read it. I'm not going, if you just leave a regular comment, but if you're going to comment on that, or you're going to judge me, or you're going to say something, or you're going to defend something, this isn't about defending anything. This isn't about having a discourse on politics or anything like that. It just isn't. This isn't the place for anything like that. Anyway, and some people are going to say you invited it in by saying that. Say whatever you want. This is my channel. I'm going to delete your comment, and I'm going to make it so that you can never comment on my page again. That's what's going to happen. All right, so let's dive in on a higher, better, easier note, right? Oh, Spirit. Please help us to see the messages that Pisces needs to hear and that Pisces needs to know and needs to see today. Please show us the messages. All right, Pisces, we're going to dive in. We're going to get really in there today. We're going to see what is important. Wow, that twin flames, man. You guys keep getting those. Wow, and you keep getting karmic lesson as well. This is so wild. Oh, man. Pisces. Pisces. I see an arc here. I see growth when I look at these cards, to be honest with you. I see, I feel like you were in some kind of connection, or you were having some kind of experience. I feel that like you may not have wanted to, but you had to turn your back on it. You had to look in a different direction. You had to bring your focus in a different place. Wow. I'm getting the 2 and 3 of wands here, like so severely, like just like I'm seeing them. It's like, okay, you know what? This is not it may have even been keeping you sort of stagnant, or you may have felt like it was preventing you from being able to move forward. And it's like, it may have been one of the hardest things you've ever done, to turn your back on someone, I feel like knowing that maybe you just really didn't want to. It's funny, this card literally says turning your back, but I'm getting the energy of turning your back here. So I don't know if it's like, I was like missing someone, having someone energetically connected to you, really, what is this? It's like, in an ideal world, I wouldn't have to let you go. In an ideal world, I wouldn't be turning my back on you. Like, this is not what I want to do. It's like, I have to, because if I stay here, I just miss you. The weight of not having someone in my life, or this person in my life, is just, it's preventing me from being able to move on. And so there is this decision I feel like you made to turn your back and to kind of focus forward and to focus on your own happiness and your own emotional contentment, and just kind of be the person for yourself that you really needed, or that you were really looking for. And I think that like what ended up happening is you kind of got pretty happy single. You may have, you've spent more time with your friends, or, you know, really focused on your career, or focused on nesting, or like, you know, I'm getting like decorating. I don't know what that's about. But like really finding your own personal style, or really exploring your own personal style in some way, on some level, to some degree, either in your home or even in your clothes. It's like, instead of having to consider how someone else would be interpreting it, or like, it's like I just did it for myself kind of energy. I don't know. Anyway, there's a happiness. This was a pivotal moment. This was a pivotal decision of just saying, no, I'm going to take my power back. I'm going to take my energy back. I'm going to stop focusing on you and how much I miss you. And I'm going to start focusing on me. And really, I feel like diving into the me of it all, of like, who am I? What am I about? What's important to me? Kind of an energy. And I feel like this led you to a place where, you know, you were, how do I want to say this? It's like, not only did you learn a lot of lessons, and not only did you really kind of develop or foster a relationship with yourself, but you really were able to like integrate it all. It became so all-encompassing, or something like that, it just, you know, honestly, it's like really stepping into your own authenticity and not giving a crap who cares, or what anyone thinks, or if you have approval or you don't have approval, or if it's conformist or non-conformist or whatever. It's just sort of like, I don't care what you think about me. I am me, and I am authentically me. And it's like, this is really the Nine of Pentacles energy with this Queen Bee. And then it feels like someone's coming in here, okay? I feel like this past person, you know, even if this past person is the same person that's coming back around here, at the time that you met this person, I literally was just having a conversation with my friend about this, about how sometimes you meet someone, and this is going to sound really like, without getting all of the reference of what I'm talking about, but my friend met someone and really did not like them, was kind of almost like offended by this person. And this went on, like they saw each other from time to time because it was a friend of a friend. And every single time, like, she knew that this guy liked her, but like for some reason he always rubbed her the wrong way. And fast forward a year, they're definitely talking, something is definitely happening there, and she's like, I cannot believe how wrong I was about the situation, about like who this person was. And she was like, now that I know who this person is, I like, it all starts to kind of make a lot more sense to me, you know? And about like why they took that approach, or why they said that at that time, or, you know. And we were talking about how sometimes you meet the right person at the wrong time, and sometimes you meet the wrong person at the right time. And we were having this whole conversation, and she was saying, you know, it honestly sometimes feels to me that it was the right person, but it was the wrong time. And so I had this reaction to it because I just wasn't ready for this person in my life. But she, you know, and so in some respect, it feels like for some of you, it could be a situation where it was like the right person at the wrong time. For others of you, but it's like regardless of whether it's the same person or a new person, a different person. See, there's a familiarity in both of these cards. That's why I do think for some of you it is a past person coming back around, or it's at least, maybe it's even that situation where it's like you knew the person for a while and it's like you just weren't feeling it, and then it's like suddenly you're having a change of heart. But it feels like, man, there's a sense when I put my hand on this card, it's even like moving in together, or like a real deepening of a level of commitment. Anyway, it feels like things are working out the way that they were supposed to work out. it feels like everything has happened the way that it has happened for a reason. And maybe it's like because this relationship needed you, or needed them, or needed both of you to be here, to be secure in yourself, to be confident, to really know who you are, to have integrated these past lessons, whether it's past or new. I feel like no matter what, it's like you had to get to this exact spot before this could really happen. And you know, sometimes, like my friend, if I would have talked to her out of the context of that situation, if I would have said, do you think you've changed a lot in the last year? She'd be like, no, not really. But in the context of that situation, there you can see like, wow, yeah, actually a lot happened. You know, I did, you know, because it's, you know, we learn lessons, we get practical knowledge, and we're like, okay, yeah, that all makes sense. Okay, right, I can see that, you know, but it takes time for it to, it's like if you marinate meat and you just, if I were to just throw some meat in a marinade and just let it sit for like 10 minutes, it wouldn't have time to absorb. It wouldn't have time to become one with the meat, you know, and then it wouldn't really have an effect. But like if I let it sit for a half an hour or an hour, or like I have one recipe where I let it sit for 24 to 48 hours, and it's really good. You know, it's going to really integrate. It's really going to become one. It's going to be in every bite that you take. And so sometimes it's like we get the practical knowledge or we get the exposure to something, but then it takes, you know, time for it to really become one with us, for it to really become, you know, like even our way of being, or how do I even want to say it? Wow. I mean, what the heck? You know, for it to be your way of navigating, for it to be like one with you, for it to be a part of you. Yeah. So, you know, here in this past energy, you have manifest the new. Embrace change and envision your desires, allowing the universe to align you with your intentions. And this is exactly what I was saying. It's like you had to make the decision to focus forward. You had to make the decision to focus on the new. You had to make the decision to allow the universe to align you with your intentions. You know, you had to set those intentions, and they couldn't be based on the past person or based on this. It had to be something personal to you, that it's like, okay, I'm heading in this direction. I am choosing this. I am making my way in this way forward. And then you have this energy of this new relationship, or this coming together with someone that's happening here as a result of you kind of getting in this energy of having really marinated and processed and become sort of one with yourself, your authenticity, and these lessons that you learned from this karmic situation. Because it is possible for someone to be a karmic lesson and then turn around and become, you know, more than that, you know. But you also have, and like, I don't know why I keep saying things like that, like it could be a past person and it could be this, it could be that. I do feel the energy though of someone, you know, wanting to send some kind of message, or wanting to see if there's still an ability for this connection to kind of move forward, have some kind of new life here. But you have this study as you go clarifier on this new energy, and it says, navigate with patience and resilience, trusting in your inner strength to guide you through life's twists and turns. Yeah, you know, it's like, if this is a situation where, like my friend, you weren't necessarily open to it, or you were kind of like, no, you know, like, I don't even like this person, or like, this is always offending me, or this is always rubbing me the wrong way, or like da 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 da. And then it's like they show you something that you haven't seen before, and then you start to like open your mind to it and be like, well, you know, they're still liking me after all this time, and I've done everything to push them away. Like, well, maybe there's something to this. You know, it's kind of like just again, I keep getting this feeling of like, don't go to extremes. Like, just walk the path. Just follow the path. Just see where it leads. Don't take a hard stand. Don't dive all in, and don't, like, put your defense up. Like, I don't know. It's like, just kind of take the middle road. Just see where it goes. Just put one foot in front of the other and just see what happens. Then on the bottom of the deck, you have this growth potential. Embrace change to unlock your full potential and flourish. So there's an opportunity for this thing to go next level. Whatever this is, there's an opportunity for it to go next level here, I feel like, coming up. Let's see. It's where it's headed, or where it potentially could be headed. Wow, this is crazy. This is crazy. This is so much like a conversation I just had. You have this energy of like this turning your back, and you have disagreements, and it says, I wish you understood how I felt, or how I feel, sorry. I feel very much this energy of like, beyond wishing that someone understood how you felt, wishing someone wanted to understand how you feel. It's crazy. It's like, I feel almost like this brick wall when it comes up to how I feel. It's kind of like, someone has to want to understand in order to understand. And it feels like the want is lacking. And it feels like, you know how sometimes we project ourselves on other people. So like, if I'm trying to solve a problem with you, having this conversation, and I'm wanting to understand how you feel, and I'm trying to be empathetic and compassionate, like I'm putting myself in your place to the best of your ability to describe your place to me, then I'm probably thinking you're doing the same thing. Or that you at least want to do the same thing. Maybe I feel like maybe you're just not good at it, or maybe you just don't have experience with it, or whatever. Like, maybe I'm making excuses for you. But I feel like there's a desire to do the same thing. And for some of you, I feel like you were in some kind of relationship with someone who it's like you never felt seen or heard. You never felt like they even wanted to understand where you were coming from. This is so interesting. All right. And then on this, new situation, it says missed opportunity. I didn't act when I should have. For some of you, this is a past person where it's like, maybe they should have, I just don't like the word should. I just, my yoga teacher always says it's not kind to shit on people. And I always say it's not kind to shit on yourself either. Shoulding sucks. I'm going to change it to I didn't act when I could have. So I feel like there's just this energy of like, I could have done something different in the past, or it could have gone a different way. But again, I keep getting this feeling of maybe it just wasn't the right time. Like maybe I just wasn't ready for it. That's why it's so dangerous to should on people and yourself. It's like, you kind of have to accept life on life's terms. And when you do, it makes life a lot easier, because you're, instead of, being really reactionary and super judgmental and critical and stuff, you're just sort of like, when something is meant to be, it will be, and there's no sense in trying to force it, because when we force things, they fall apart. When we cling to things, they fall apart. When, it's like when we just let something be what it is and what it wants to be, and let it unfold in its way, then we kind of get the best version of it is really the best possible outcome, really, is what I'm feeling from this. So for some of you, there is a past person here that like maybe things could have been different if this person had been in a different place or a different time or a different, you know, space in their life when you met. For others of you, I feel like I honestly feel the opposite. I feel like I don't want to miss the opportunity. I don't want to be looking back with regret saying, you know, I had this opportunity with this amazing person and I just didn't act. I feel almost this surge of confidence when I even say that, or this surge of assuredness, or like, you know, when you've made a good decision and you know it's a good decision, like that. I feel that kind of energy. On the bottom of the deck, you have unappreciated. I felt like you didn't care. To me, there is some risk of vulnerability that's happening here in this new situation, where it's kind of like, you know, when you don't really know what someone's intentions are, when you don't really know how someone's going to receive you, or when it just feels like the risk of rejection, or it feels like the risk of like being wrong, or it feels like, you know, it's like I gotta shoot my shot, but I recognize that you know, someone might not feel the same way, kind of energy. But it's like, if I don't shoot my shot, then I won't know. So I feel that there is this energy of like, it can even be where someone's been sort of like checking out the situation, or someone's been sort of enamored with this queen bee energy of just like, wow, you know, they really know who they are. They really know what they're really in touch with themselves. They're very attractive. You know, that Nine of Pentacles is that like law of attraction kind of energy of just like, you know, this is a hard fought victory for me to have gotten here to this point in this place. And I'm confident. I know who I am. I know what I'm about. And that can be very intimidating to other people. And it's kind of like this energy of like, I don't want to miss this opportunity with an Empress, right? But like, I am also, you know, not really sure if the Empress feels the same way about me that I feel about them. You know what I mean? So there's just this, and it may even be, you know, sometimes when we are in the Queen Bee energy, or like when we are really like on top of our game, you know, we're so focused on kind of the task at hand, that we may not even sometimes notice that someone's like, especially if they're timid, you know, that they're trying to make a move toward us, or that they're trying to get us to notice them. Or there's just this sense with this card of just like, I know I got to shoot my shot. I know I got to go for this, but like, I'm also kind of nervous about how it's going to be. And, you know, there is this sense of, again, risking, taking a risk, just overall taking a risk. Let me just take a few more on these before we dive into the tarot. I just got the strongest scent of cologne. I just got this smell of cologne so strongly just now. I don't smell it anymore, but that was weird. Pisces, I'm even getting this like overlap here, like an overlay of like, if you were watching two movies at the same time, or like, it's really coming through very cinematically. It's like I'm watching one person prepare to take a risk, and I'm watching another person prepare to take a risk, and they're like overlaid, like it's happening at the same time, and they're going towards the same person. It's like it's only revealed that it's the same person that both storylines are going toward at the last second. I don't know if that's actually a movie or what, but like I'm literally seeing it in film cells. It's very strange. So it can be saying like there could be a past person and a new person both coming towards you. It's like you're unaware. It's like you just don't know. Maybe for some of you, you do know. I'm smelling cologne again. Maybe for some of you, like, you have some idea about one thing, like you're almost even maybe preparing for one thing or focused on one thing, but like there's actually two things potentially coming at you or happening at the same time. Running simultaneously is like the important part of what I'm getting here, I feel like. So this past thing, it's like this person, I'm even getting like they may have had a fear of abandonment or been a bit avoidant or like been a bit of like I'm getting a mask, like acting like they don't care or like they're okay with losing you when they're really not. See how they're smiling in this mask? It's kind of creepy, but like that's what I'm really getting. And their hair is blue, it's like when they're actually really sad about it. But it's kind of like they have some fear that prevents them from feeling like they can be vulnerable, like they can take this mask off and show you how it really makes them feel. But it's like they didn't really actually disengage from the connection. See, when you're spying, you're not disengaging. You know, there are studies that show, right, that like when you disconnect from someone that you care about, right, and then you're spying on them, every time you see their picture, it releases, I think it's oxytocin, I don't know. It's a set of chemicals that, it's kind of like a dopamine hit. And it keeps you hooked. It keeps you connected. It is like being a drug addict. But it's kind of like, I can't have this. I can't, while I'm in this space where I can't actually act on this or I can't move on this, I'm going to sit here and get these hits because it makes me feel better. It feels as though there is someone there that maybe like they're not getting as many hits, or something has changed in your social media that's letting this person know that maybe you are moving on, and maybe they are now kind of like, okay, I better do something about it, or now maybe I have to take the risk or I'm going to lose the Empress forever. With this new situation, I am getting there's like a very, very, very strong connection here, a very strong chemistry. Again, this can be the past connection. I'm just referring to it as this new time period. Or for some of you, it is a new person. But it feels like there's this strong desire. There's something that it's like, I can't escape it. I can't get away from it. Some of you may actually be dealing with a fire sign. And like this is someone that feels like they need to close the gap. This distance card, because it's in a city, I'm even getting someone may feel like there's a lot of competition or there's a lot of people around you, or it's like I need to separate even myself from the competition, or I need to separate myself from everyone else. Like it could even be like dealing with a friend group where everyone is kind of friends and it's like, but I don't want to be a friend, or like, you know, I want to separate myself, or like I want to create some kind of like neon sign. I keep seeing this neon right here of just like, you know, hey, pay attention to me, I'm different, you know what I mean? Kind of energy. But there is a desire, and it's weird because see how like the wind is picking up the flames and like the sparks are going? It feels like something that is gaining momentum, and it even feels as though like you may not have felt it, or you may not have known this person or something, or like someone came towards you, but then it's like I just feel this sense of getting hot, like you know, oh, I feel it too, you know what I mean? Or like, oh, I see this potential too, or oh man, I'm really starting to want this as well. There's something that is picking up. There's a desire, a chemistry, something is like, it's growing, you know, and it's hot. Take it as it resonates, guys. But there is this sense of I got to close the gap, or I've got to separate myself from everyone else, or I've got to be the one that stands out because I'm feeling this so strongly. On the bottom of the deck, you have mistakes, and it definitely says misunderstood here. So again, you know, whenever I have lots of conversations with people, and especially about love. I'm like the person people call, you know? So there's just this sense of, you know, that conversation coming up and the fact that I just had it. There's just this sense of maybe you have misunderstood someone, or maybe someone misunderstood you. You know, when we have wounds that are, you know, triggerable. Bhakti, Bubba, it's the squirrel. Bubby, come on. It's a squirrel. Don't let a squirrel get you off your game, Bubba. You were so relaxed. My dog literally just jumped up and went after the squirrel. That's outside my window. But, oh my God, and I literally was talking about being triggered. That's hilarious. But what I'm saying is, you know, when you have a wound, right, that can be triggered, and you're triggered, sometimes you say things and sometimes you do things, like somebody who's acting like, oh yeah, I'm fine, I'm smiling, my life is good over here, you know, everything is fine without you. But it's a mask, you know, and it's because, and this person can't, Bhakti, Bubby, Bubs, hey, no, we don't chase squirrels at this house. There goes the duck. By the way, guys, I love that you love my dog. He's my whole entire world. Like, well, he's not, but I mean, he's a very big part of it. He's part German Shepherd. His name is Bhakti. It's Sanskrit for love and devotion. And so Sanskrit is a vibrational language. So every time you say Bhakti, you're sending out the vibration of love and devotion. That's why that's his name. And he is more precious than anything I could possibly say. Anyway, back to the reading. What I'm saying is, when you're triggered, you can act opposite how you feel. You can, you know, especially when you've been trained not to show how you really feel, you can, you know, definitely be misleading. You know, it's easy to misunderstand what's really happening for someone in that moment, or how someone really feels. And if we take something at face value, definitely there's misunderstandings. But yeah, I feel for some of you, again, I'm getting this energy of like, it can be a past person and a new person. Oof. Happening at the same time, and you may be sort of almost expecting one but not both. That's how I'm feeling. Some of you may be expecting both, I don't know, but nah, I feel like something's going to take you by surprise. All right, let's dive into the tarot, because I'm definitely feeling we need the tarot to get to the bottom of this. All right, Spirit, what can you show us? What are we talking about here for Pisces? For Pisces. Wow. Oh, golly. See, you're not expecting it. Man, this could be Pisces. This could be a conversation where someone says that they're choosing this, that they really want to see where this can go. Okay, how else do I want to say this? Okay, romantically. I feel romantically is the right word. Someone is coming forward to reveal something about some kind of choice that they've made, or someone is making the choice to reveal something. Let's clarify. With a page, this can be, you know, a conversation, kind of a flirty conversation, or you know how I see it? It's kind of like, what would you say if I said this? Or Wouldn't it be crazy if, you know, after all this time we discovered we were in love, or, you know, I don't know, like, that's kind of cheesy, but, someone is definitely worried about getting rejected by you. That's what's taken them so long to do this. God, look at that. Four of Cups, Queen of Cups, Seven of Pentacles. With the Page of Wands, it's like, I think this person has known for a long time that they desired this, that they wanted this. But I think they've held back, or they've waited. They've tried to keep investing. For some of you, this can definitely be like some type of friendship situation where it's like someone was just like happy to have the FaceTime that they had with you, or to keep trying to plant seeds, or to keep sort of, you know, investing when and where they had the opportunity, but to like just sort of let it take its course, or just let it take its time. But there is a fear of rejection here with the Four of Cups and the Queen of Cups. It's kind of like, I know they have it to give, but will they give it to me, is exactly what I'm getting. So I don't know, take it as it resonates, but it's like, I recognize the opportunity of this Ace of Cups, and I recognize that this ace isn't going to mature into anything else unless I take this ball and I run with it. Ace of Cups for Pisces, please, Spirit. Two of Wands, Page of Wands, Eight of Pentacles, Five of Wands. Right. Okay. So there's so many repeat cards, you guys. Two Ace of Cups, two Page of Wands. I mean, we hardly have any cards out. I called the Two of Cups, the Two of Wands before it happened. I can feel there's something around a decision here. There's something around somebody really deciding what they want in their future. And I even get this feeling of like, can I live with myself if I don't make this choice? Can I live with myself if I don't do this? And it feels like, for some of you, if this is a past person, it's kind of like, I've sat on this choice, I've sat on this decision, especially with the Seven of Pentacles. It's like, you know, it's like the person that sits there and spies. It's like the person that sits in the Page of Swords for years, right? Or I don't know, it doesn't have to be years. It could be weeks or months or whatever. Any extended period of time in the Page of Swords. Like, if you got somebody that, you know, you dated a long time ago, or that, you know, you I don't know, they never miss an Instagram story or post. It's like, I feel like they are keeping some kind of connection open, or they're trying to be like, I don't even know. It's like, I want to show you that I haven't completely stopped investing, or, you know, no matter, like, I don't know, it may not even make sense. You may even be like, why is this person still doing this? Like, I don't know, you know, but it's like, no, this person is like, legitimately in their mind, they're like, okay, I am investing. I'm showing you that I have not completely severed the ties, or I have not completely stopped caring about this. I don't know. And it's like, with the Page of Wands, the Eight of Pentacles, and the Five of Wands, with the Five of Wands, I almost get like this battle of the self, you know, me and the man in the mirror kind of energy here. The thing that's stopping me, or my biggest obstacle, my greatest obstacle, is myself. I don't know why I don't usually read that card that way, but they're clearly two different people, but I'm seeing it as the man in the mirror kind of energy, or like, you know, my biggest problem is myself. With the Eight of Pentacles, I'm getting like, I'm working on it. Why am I working on it? Because this is the choice that I want to make. Because I got to get brave here. I got to get beyond this. I know I desire this. I know I want this. And I've got to actually take the step to like overcome the obstacle and speak my truth, kind of a thing. You know, speak to my desire, live up to my desire, like, you know, make my desire known even. I was like, I think this person has spent a lot of time contemplating like what they want their future to look like. If this is someone new, I do sense that this person, if there is someone new, I feel like they do feel like there may be competition around you, or like they may meet many people that don't want this to come together or don't want this to happen. I don't know why that is. I don't know what that is about, but like I am actually getting that feeling of like someone who's like, it's not going to be straightforward of just like, I choose this. It's going to be a lot of work. You know, there's going to be obstacles, there's going to be competition, there's going to be a lot of things, but it's like, but when I look at my future, or when like, I'm almost getting like a little bit of a hermit energy with this Two of Wands of like, I know myself and I know what I want. I know what choice I want to make, you know, and I've contemplated that a lot. I am sure about that. What is scary about this is all of the things that I can't control, all of the things that are external to this vision that I hold for this situation. And for some of them, it is themselves. Damn. All right, so you've got Justice and the Nine of Wands, and then you've got the Ten of Swords and the Fool card, and then you have the Three of Pentacles on the bottom of the deck. You know, so if you're dealing with a past person, I feel like there was some kind of imbalance. I feel like there was something that happened that just like really wasn't fair. That, or someone may have had like some kind of commitment or contract outside the situation that was hard for them to let go of with the Nine of Wands. You know, it's even giving me this vibe of like, I've been working on this so long, I don't know how to stop. I don't know how to do different. My focus for so long has been on holding on to this or keeping this together or something like that, that like, I don't know how to let it go. And because of that, I can't show up for this. You know, this doesn't have to be another relationship or another person, though it could be. And this could be even like their work, like I'm getting eager beaver, you know, like someone who is perpetually trying to get more or have more or create more or make more or something like that. But it's like, it's almost like, it can also be that choice was the easier choice at the time. It could have been like even sort of an avoidant excuse. With the Nine of Wands, there's always an energy of guardedness, of like, you know, I've been hurt before, so it's really hard for me to let my guard down, and whatever this choice is, it would require me to let my guard down, or it would require me to be vulnerable, and I'm not ready for that. Like, I gotta have my guard up here. So it could be something like that. This could even be like tied to some kind of soul contract. With the Ten of Swords and the Fool card, this is where we see that energy come to a completion. This is where we see where, you know, with the Ten of Swords, oftentimes there's a recognition that I kind of made it harder than I needed to. I kind of drew out the ending, whether it's because I wouldn't let go of something that I knew was hurting me, or wasn't good for me, long before, or because even after something ended, I couldn't let it go. I couldn't let it end. I had to process it. My mind kind of took over. I became an overthinker. I had to go through this long drawn out process that was very, very draining and very, very difficult. And in that way, I just sort of expanded the pain and the suffering of it. I just sort of like, it drug on longer than it needed to. But when you see the Ten of Swords with the Fool combination, it's saying, I'm finally closing out that cycle. I'm finally letting it go. It has reached its completion. It has nothing left to offer me, and I am ready to move on from it. So for some of you, this is like someone who has like gone through this, who's now ready to take this kind of leap of faith. And with the Three of Pentacles, it's like what this person, they know what they're really looking for here. I just keep getting that with the Two of Wands. they've really thought about what they need in their future, what they want in their life. And with the Three of Pentacles, it's like, I want a collaboration. You know, I really want to share a vision and share a plan with someone and bring it into life and make it happen and build it and do it and have it. Yeah. See, someone regrets. There's something here with this person's energy, and this is a general reading, so it is going to be different for everyone, but hopefully you can see. This is kind of that energy of just not being ready yet, right? It's like, you know, my head is still so tied up in whatever this is. You know, it's hard to sometimes switch gears. And, you know, especially when you've made a really strong decision in your life, with that Justice card, it's like, this can be somebody that was so heartbroken that they just decided to focus on work and to be very guarded and to not really be open to love. And like they may intended it to be for like 6 months or something, and it just got so comfortable and it just became so routine for them that they stayed in it even maybe longer. But it's kind of like to reroute this person's way of thinking. First of all, they had to be the one to make the choice to reroute their way of thinking, or to, you know, to stop going around in the same cyclical pattern of their own thought. They had to want to break the cycle. And with that 10 of Swords coming up, this is like where it's like you have the recognition that, wait, how is this serving me? It might have served me for the first 6 months when I just needed to focus on something else to be able to let go of that. But when that cycle drug out like that, when it lasted longer, it stopped being useful, it stopped being productive, and it almost even drug out the difficult ending longer than it actually needed to, because I got trapped in that loop of thought. And boy, oh boy, does this person regret it. This person's looking back on that time of their life kind of going, wow, did that really need to be that way? Or like, man, why didn't I ever ask myself along the way if this was still serving my highest and best good? Like, why didn't I break that cycle sooner? Why didn't I see it before now? Oh man, remember when I said that Two of Swords is giving me Hermit vibes? And I said, like, I can tell this person has really contemplated what they want in their life. And this is what helped them break the cycle. They went into the introspective mode. They realized how do I want to say it? How out in the cold they still were. You know, how their life was actually a reflection of what they lost rather than like who they may actually have been. And that's when they made a different decision to go after what they really want. And when they made this decision, holy shit, look at that. Three of Pentacles, there it is again. Oh my God, with the Queen of Wands, which I think is you. Okay. But when, holy moly. You know, it's like opening your eyes and looking around your life and being like, how the hell did I get here? How did I get so off course? Like, how did I get to this space where my life is reflecting what I have lost? You know, or it's reflecting the lowest vibrational part of me, or it's reflecting my wound, it's reflecting my abandonment, it's reflecting my pain rather than my purpose. Like, how did I get here? And then it's like, you realize it's because you were stuck on this loop of a way of thinking for so long. You were stuck, you know, what was at one time progress became permanent, sort of. And so with the Ten of Swords, there's this acknowledgement, you know, that I gotta let this go. I gotta let this cycle complete once and for all. Like, holy smokes, it's definitely not serving my highest and best good. But then it's like, when you leave that cycle, when you close that cycle and you ask yourself, well, what the hell do I want? You don't know, because you haven't thought about it in so long, because you've just been on a track for so long. You've just been putting one foot in front of the other for so long, and you just haven't even asked yourself. So now you're like, okay, wait, here I am in this place I don't recognize, realizing that it's a reflection of this pain and this loss that I at one time experienced. I'm no longer a vibrational match to any of that stuff. Let me figure out like what I want and get myself to the place where I'm so focused on what I want that I'm heading in that direction, that I'm actually making moves for that. And that's what you see here with the Hermit and the Fool card. It's like, I've spent the time to know what I want, and I know that what I'm facing, what I'm looking at, what I see in front of me is that star in the lantern is what I want. And I'm ready to kind of take that leap of faith off the cliff to go for it, because I'm so sure that it's what I want. It's the opportunity to have some kind of strong collaboration. Wow, I just pick up the deck and look at that. The 10 of Cups kind of came out. All right. For Pisces, whoa. Oh my goodness. We just saw that Queen of Wands when we were going through, and there's the Queen of Wands right there. Wow. So you've got this Queen of Wands, and it's like, well, what do I want? I want the Queen of Wands, you know. This person is super attracted to you. I think this person also, there's almost a, like, especially with this particular card, I get like a spiritual kind of situation where I get like, either they're looking at you and seeing that you are a spiritual being, or that there's like far more to you than the average person, that there's like, I'm getting a depth kind of an energy, but it's definitely spiritually, how do I want to say it? You know, I'll just say spiritual depth. It's like they recognize that you have something more to offer than like the normal people that they're attracted to. And I see with the Champion of Pentacles, this is the Knight of Pentacles. It's an energy of like taking steady steps forward. And this is, you know, I'm getting like, I don't want to mess it up. I don't want to mess it up. I don't want to come on too fast, too hard, too soon. I don't want to, you know, it's like over promise and under deliver, you know, kind of a situation. It's like, I don't want to come in and be like all of these things, like I'm going to be the champion here, and then not be able to like back it up in real life. You know, I only want to make moves that I know I can back up. All right. And so it's slow. It's definitely slow. Then you have the Apprentice of Swords, which is the Page of Swords. Then you have that 7 of Pentacles energy again. Then you have the 2 of Pentacles energy, the 4 of Swords, and the 10 of Pentacles. So there is like, there is a lot of kind of like forethought and planning. It's kind of like with this Apprentice of Swords, I sort of get like, I don't necessarily know what I'm doing. Like I may not have ever done this before. I may not have any experience here. But like from my point of view, from my perspective here as the Apprentice of Swords, like someone who has an end goal in mind, and, you know, I'm trying to, like get someone on board with me. Do you know what I'm saying? Because there is inherently like a communication aspect with the Page of Swords in this particular way. It's like, I don't want to just come out and be like, look, I want to marry you. You know what I mean? I want to come out and I want to say, do you want to see where this goes? Or it may even just be like, because I feel this sense, you see the watering can here even, and I got this from the other 7 of Pentacles as well. It's like, I'm going to keep showing up. I'm going to keep investing. I'm going to keep watering the garden. I'm going to keep doing my thing. And it feels like with the Two of Pentacles that either I kind of feel like this person feels like maybe you go back and forth, or maybe they're trying to get you to a place where you're going to choose them, or where it's like they're going to create enough imbalance in your life that you're going to, in some kind of separation, or like when you leave their company or whatever, it's like it's going to occur to you all of the work and all of the effort that this person is making for you or towards you. Because I keep getting this sense of like, you know, someone who likes your Instagram post and expects you to realize that that's them investing, or that's them trying to show up for you. Like I see it's like these little sort of obscure ways where somebody is kind of trying to be like, yes, I'm still plugged in, or I'm trying to attach to you, or you know what I mean? I'm trying to get something started. I'm investing in something here. And it's like, they don't want to be so obvious. Like they don't want to like come directly at it for whatever reason. I'm not sure if it's because they're afraid of a risk of whatever. We're going to clarify this, right? Maybe we'll see there. But it's like, I don't know if they're afraid of risking something emotionally here, or, you know, when you really want something badly to work out, you sometimes you err on the side of caution, right? Because it's like, I don't want to make a move that cuts off my chance. But it's like they hope that they're creating, it's like I get enough imbalance, but it's kind of like almost like they're doing enough to create some kind of thing to make you sort of think about them, or think about changing your mind about them, or seeing them in a new light, or possibly if this is a past person and there has been a separation where you haven't really spoken, it's like they may want you to see that they are contemplating some kind of decision about coming forward, or that, you know, they haven't forgotten this, or they haven't really totally given up on this, or that it could be like, I'm reaching out to you because I want to know how you're going to respond to me. I want to know what you think about me. Like we've been in separation, we haven't spoken for a long time, or we haven't touched base in a long time, and I'm just kind of like, I'm trying to touch base and see if the foundation is still there, if there's interest still there, if you know, if it's still there, you know, even through this separation. Because with the Ten of Pentacles, there is this energy of, you know, this for me might be forever, you know? So let's clarify. Pisces, I feel like you're really open to this. I feel like you do like this person. Yeah, I feel like you don't really have a whole lot of doubts. I feel like, you know, like at one point maybe you did. I feel like though you're so mysterious, Moon card, Pisces energy. I feel like at one point you may have had some thoughts that were like, no, you know what I mean? Or that were like, Pisces, I am just getting that like there's some kind of way of thinking. It may, I don't want to say that it's necessarily for all of you attached to this person where it's like no to this person. It could have been like no to relationships, or it could have been like something that you were still overcoming mentally. This can even be like how you're seeing yourself, or possibly overcoming a relationship where there was some mental manipulation in the past that kind of affected the way that you saw yourself afterward. But with the Queen of Wands and the Lovers here, I feel like you're manifesting it. I feel like you're like, I'm not chasing it, but I'm definitely open to it. I definitely would probably choose it if the opportunity opened up to me. I definitely see it as something abundant and fruitful, you know, this pairing or this connection or this choice. But with the Moon card, you're playing your cards very close to your vest. You're not really telling this person this. You're more working on the side of manifesting it, attracting it. I really want to get to the bottom of this energy, so let's see what we got. Okay. So whenever the Tower is in reverse like that, and whenever you have the Tower and the Page of Swords, someone's having a big realization. When the Tower is reversed like that, especially with these cards, it feels very much like an internal change within someone. It can, it can indicate like a dark night of the soul. It can indicate like a real reshuffling of how someone views things, like an awakening or an epiphany. And it's like once you have that change happen, it changes kind of everything else within you as well. And with the Nine of Wands here, this is that energy that we saw more towards the beginning of this reading, where we were talking about things where it's like, this person having trouble giving up a way of being that was safe for them. And there is a certain amount of guardedness here. And that's why I feel like this person is taking things so slow. You've got the Knight of Pentacles on the deck, and you've got the Knight of Pentacles clarifying this thing with this person. I don't feel like the speed that this person is moving, or the fact that they are being super cautious, that's not indicative of how bad they want it. We see that with the King of Wands here. It's like this person wants it. They want it bad, and they are taking action toward it. It's just that, like, you may not feel that this is aggressive action or fast moving action, or like, the normal action of a King of Wands, like, quote unquote. But, for each of us, it's so different. For each of us, it's like, some people struggle to say, I love you. And instead they say, like, I don't know why I just got like, have you taken your vitamins? That's so funny. But it's like, did you make it home okay? Or like, let me know that you're okay. Or like, da-da-da. That's how they say, I love you. That's how they show they care, right? That's a huge step for some people. That's really big for some people who are very guarded, who have been wounded, and I feel like it's kind of the same thing with this person. It's like, some King of Wands are just going to walk up to you and be like, listen, I think you're really attractive, like, da-da-da-da, you're totally my type, like, let's go out to dinner so we can get to know each other and see if there's more there, blah, blah, blah. For some people, acting in the energy of the King of Wands, right, it's a spectrum. It's like, I'm wounded, but I'm coming towards you anyway. I'm wounded, but I'm taking practical steps towards you all the time. I'm trying to show up. I'm trying to show you with my actions that I'm interested and that I am trying to come towards you. With the 10 of Wands on the bottom of the deck, it's like this person is trying to actively break down the barriers that would stand in the way of this working out within them and outside of them. So I'm just going to take one on this Tower over here. See what maybe we can see about it. Because it's like, look at that. This person is trying to find the confidence to come together. They definitely have you pegged, Pisces, as someone that they're very attracted to, as someone that they could share a vision with, as someone they could see themselves really working to build something strong with. They see you as a soulmate. They see a very strong connection here. They're just trying to find the confidence within themselves to really like make this thing happen. And I think they are. I think they have found the confidence to like start coming towards you. But it's in a very slow way. It's in a very like, this is a big deal for me. It may be a small step for some people, but for me, this is like huge, kind of energy. So just take that as it resonates. And let me get you some message cards, Pisces. Oh my gosh, this reading is so long. Well, I started off kind of crazy, huh? I hate talking about that stuff, and I really don't want to bring that energy in here, but like also, it's a fact of life. If you're dealing with a water sign, I have a lot of fears and I'm not yet ready for a relationship. I wasn't prepared for the importance you would have in my life. Yeah, I definitely feel those things. If you're dealing with a fire sign, nothing can break the bond of love between us. All of me loves all of you. Money worries are keeping me up at night, and I'm just not in a good place right now. If you're dealing with an earth sign, I stare at your picture a lot. You are so beautiful. I have never known anyone else like you before. My feelings for you have caught me by surprise. You and I have run our course. I'm sorry, but the answer is no. You know, sometimes when we get these message cards, I sometimes feel like it's something that someone may have said in the past, or you know what I mean? Because obviously both of those things can't be true at the same time, right? So, you know, just take what resonates and leave the rest, and know that energy is always changing, right? If you're dealing with an air sign, I am very attracted to you, and I can feel the chemistry between us. Let's have a nice dinner together and enjoy ourselves afterward. And I can't imagine my life without you. You rock my world. You will always be my favorite hello, and my heart is goodbye. Pisces, thanks for bearing with me through all of it, the good, the bad, and the ugly. I appreciate each and every one of you. And I am just sending you off with all my very best. Always, always, always. Bye-bye.